We as humans have a myriad of ways of changing the world, and one of these ways focuses on impacting our world through means of works of art. Specifically, in this case, the works of art of cinema. Through its wondrous use of writing, acting performances, and all-around fantastic directing, films have endless amounts of opportunities to impact their audiences. And through these opportunities, it has simultaneously changed society for the better and for the worst as we've indulged our minds into these brand new worlds. Ultimately, it is a fair assumption that film has more of a positive influential impact on society compared to more of a renegade-esque influence. These types of films have largely affected us as people in a way that another type of medium possibly couldn't have done. Overall showing how cinema can truly have the power to change or destroy us. It may be a debatable, philosophical standpoint that media can truly be one of the sole reasons an individual will change their lifestyles and general mindsets. But from what we've seen in changes of society after these films have been released, shows a promising trend of films being one of the causes. In regards to the mainstream, many of these films tend to track our attention towards American films. And oh, how those films have really been something else. American films that come to mind when discussing the positive impact made on society generally gravitate towards such films like Philadelphia changed society's attitude towards the gay community through challenging audiences to look through the HIV/AIDS epidemic from a different perspective. The Thin Blue Line grabbed the media's attention through how a man's wrongly accused death sentence twisted into him getting out of jail due to showing his innocence. And Bambi lowered the rates of hunters killing deers, nationally becoming an animal rights symbol. On top of this, we've also had recent examples such as First Reformed, bringing up the issue of climate change and how the people who feel as though they can change it feel hopeless at the same time, and Boy Erased, influencing individuals to fight more for denouncing the practice of gay conversion. It is with these films as examples that we as film watchers can get a strong idea as to how cinema can impact us as people. There have been lives saved, more positive attitudes towards marginalized communities, and bringing out the good in people that we always knew was within them. Of course, there are so many more films that we could bring up in the realm of positive impact on society, and it's absolutely worth giving credit to them. It isn't an easy feat to create a work of art that encourages audiences to change their state of mind or even their lifestyle, but it's something that deserves to be recognized and remembered for.
I know that my work, in this case, is magnified by the fact that the streets of heaven are too crowded with angels.
Now, of course, there are always two different sides to nearly everything, and films are no exception. Because darker films tend to influence audiences in a more rather sinister manner, it proves that, sadly, cinema can be a double-edged sword. This isn't to discredit how, in some odd sense, they remain works of art in their own right. An example of a rather disturbingly impactful film includes A Clockwork Orange, which brought the uprise of crime rates in America soon after its release, along with potentially viewing The Wolf of Wall Street in the same realm as well, through the main character not truly caring about anything other than his career, possibly influencing some audience members to do the same. But there is one film that is really the nail in the coffin on the topic of dark influential films: The Birth of a Nation. The Birth of a Nation gets credit for being regarded as prominent in cinema history, mainly by being the first film to be screened at the White House, drawing attention towards political propaganda in its 3-hour runtime. However, it was also through this propaganda that there became something much more horrendous for its viewers. The Birth of a Nation brought upon a power of progressing the KKK to become even more prominent within America than before. After the film, a rise of far-right individuals had joined the group, leading towards a high statistical rate of the number of members in the 1920s. For this reason, The Birth of a Nation becomes a prime example of how cinema can tear down progressively in our society and possibly make things worse than before. To make things fair, however, films are still works of art, no matter how they've exactly impacted society. Works of art always deserve credit for what they've accomplished, and making films tends to be tedious and daring projects when true love is being put into making them. The impact films have put on us as a society spans far beyond our own country, and within the human condition, we are influenced by the actions we see from others. Since the world's earliest surviving film, Round Hay Garden Scene, in 1888, opportunities have been given to us as individuals to go out there and make something great with the new technologies we've developed. In the end, it's a fantastic and magical experience to go into the world of cinema and have a sense of escapism. And it's even more wonderful to watch something that's impacted society, or even the world, and get to see the work of art that's influenced us into the society we are in today. We're always on the edge of our seats wondering what film will come out next that could impact us further, but that's what makes cinema incredible. It is something that will always feature an element of surprise to us, no matter what twists and turns it takes to get there.